Hey, good morning. We are in Fobbins, Texas.
Yes, we are. We're rolling out of Fabens, Texas. Fabens, Fobbins, tomato, tomato. Um, we're rolling out of this spot right here next to the 10 freeway and cruising on down to El Paso today. So then we'll have a rest day in El Paso tomorrow. We've got a great invite from Chef Amy's brother. Is it her?
Her boyfriend's uncle.
Boyfriend's uncle for dinner tonight or tomorrow night, one of the two. But anyway, we're gonna have some home cooking. Amy's gonna cook in someone's house, which would be cool, versus the RV at this point. And so we're gonna have a cool little social activity going on when we get to El Paso.
A story we didn't tell is that we turned on the stove at Lance's place in Marfa, and it worked great. And it was a big, beautiful stove, and like we turned the switch, and a flame came out. And then the next day, Amy came by with all the supplies for beef stew. She chopped everything up, got it ready to go, put the pot on the stove and turned it, and nothing came out in terms of a flame. So she had to lug everything back out, and she cooked it in the RV the next day. It was delicious, but probably took her 10 times longer to cook it in the RV than on this beautiful Viking stove.
Yeah, it's a missed opportunity there, but
yeah,
oh well.
Good story. So today we're riding a fairly short distance into El Paso. We're really excited to go there because it seems like a really nice city, and the more I read about it online, the more I realize, like, what have I been missing all my life?
Mm-hmm.
El Paso, there's more to offer than I thought. There's a little boy not far from here, sort of geographically, named Nathan Boyette. We don't know much about his age. We just got an email about him this morning. He appears to be 3 or 4 years old in his photos. He was just diagnosed with Wilms tumor in the early part of November. I mean, looking at his Caring Pages website, it looks like around November 2nd, the family was on the razor's edge of his diagnosis, early tests, typing his cancer, coming out of Nathan being treated for flu symptoms, and then, and like so many families, taking one step after another and realizing that, in fact, their child does not have the flu or some other thing, it's cancer. Huntsville is over 6 hours from Memphis, where Nathan is being treated at St. Jude's. Rick and I just looked it up on Google Maps, and this is a reality for a lot of families, having to drive across an entire state or over state lines to get the best cancer treatment for their child. I want to put a spotlight on this because this is the reality of a lot of people who are getting treatment for one of their children in cancer. The amount of stress that this puts on a family that has more than one child is immense. And today we're going to turn over our pedals, and we're going to think of Nathan Boyette and his family who are at the beginning of their journey. I will post Nathan's Caring Pages web link in the information section of this post on YouTube. So if you'd like to click on it and check out his family's story, look at photos of him, really open your heart to who this little boy is and what his family's going through, I would strongly encourage you to do that if you have an extra 5 minutes today to start that process. I always want people to understand that these are real people, just like anybody who woke up one day, thought their child had the flu, and then perhaps a few days later we're going down the path of that statement, your child has cancer. This is certainly the path that Joanne and I went down, and Grady and Pablo. And I always want to dispel this myth that we're told in movies and TV shows that somebody with cancer is going to present their sickness by looking gray or pale or ashen or being weak. While that may be the case for many people in many situations, it's a whole lot of Hollywood nonsense on the whole. These things do not present that way as much as they do in some cases. So we're going to ride today into El Paso, and we'll check in with you from the road.